If you are an adult and enjoying your life like nothing can harm you, then you are going the wrong way, because these thoughts are killing the weakest and most important part of your body. That's your kidneys. I know you chill with friends, skip healthy meals, and don't feel anything happening in your body. But trust me, your kidneys are about to surrender, and when they suddenly start causing problems, you'll cry to roll things back, but sometimes it gets worse from worst. For your health, we made this video especially for young adults who might have kidney issues without knowing the real signs. And those signs are about to be discussed. So let's start the video with the silent problem nobody feels coming. There is something unsettling about damage you can't feel. No sharp warning, no sudden collapse. Life keeps moving. You still wake up, go out, work, laugh, stay up late, and tell yourself everything's fine. That's exactly how early kidney disease moves, quietly. While you're busy living, your kidneys can already be struggling, filtering slower, holding onto waste, carrying a load they were never meant to carry alone. Most young adults don't sense a thing. No pain shows up. No obvious signal forces attention. So the belief settles in that youth equals safety. Energy feels like proof. Normal days feel like protection. Meanwhile, clinics are changing. Doctors who once treated mostly older patients are now seeing people in their 20s and 30s sitting in those same chairs. Students, office workers, gym goers. People who never imagined their kidneys could be under stress. That's what makes this rise so disturbing. The damage often starts long before anyone notices, and by the time it finally speaks, something important has already been lost. Early kidney disease doesn't announce itself, it waits, it builds, and it grows in the space between "I feel fine" and what's really happening inside the body. The alarming rise in young adults doctors across the world are noticing a shift that feels wrong. Kidney disease used to sit mostly in older age groups, slowly developing after decades of wear. Now it's showing up earlier, much earlier. People in their 20s and 30s are being diagnosed with chronic kidney problems that once belonged to retirement age patients. This isn't a handful of rare cases, it's a growing pattern. And what makes it more alarming is how fast it's progressing in younger bodies that should, in theory, be more resilient. A big part of this rise ties back to how modern life is being lived. Processed food dominates daily meals. Movement keeps shrinking. Salt and sugar show up everywhere. Smoking, weekend drinking, and constant stress quietly push blood pressure and blood sugar upward. Conditions like diabetes and hypertension, once uncommon in youth, are now major drivers of kidney damage. Add frequent painkiller use, unregulated supplements, certain infections, and inherited disorders, and the strain multiplies. None of this usually feels urgent in the moment, but together these factors are changing who kidney disease targets and how early it begins. The modern habits destroying young kidneys. Look, most young people don't damage their kidneys through some rare disease. It usually happens on normal days, the kind that feels harmless, long hours sitting. Quick meals, skipped water, late nights. When food mostly comes from packets, boxes, and drive-through windows, the body gets loaded with salt, sugar, phosphorus, and chemicals the kidneys have to filter out. Over time, that pressure shows up as weight gain, rising blood pressure, and unstable blood sugar, all of which quietly wear kidney tissue down. On top of that, many people barely drink real water anymore. It gets replaced with soda, energy drinks, and sweet coffee. That constant dehydration thickens the blood, raises stone risk, and forces the kidneys to work in survival mode instead of balance. Then there are the habits nobody connects to kidney damage. Painkillers become a routine fix for headaches, workouts, stress, and long shifts. Used often, Drugs like ibuprofen and naproxen reduce blood flow inside the kidneys and can leave permanent scars. High-protein diets built around red and processed meat create heavy acid, and waste loads the kidneys must constantly clear. Sitting all day slows metabolism and pushes obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure forward. Weekend drinking dumps toxins into the blood. Smoking tightens vessels and spikes pressure. Poor sleep disrupts the body's repair cycle, speeding kidney decline. Even holding urine too long raises infection risk, and untreated infections can climb into the kidneys and cause lasting damage. None of this feels dangerous in the moment. But repeated day after day, these habits quietly train the kidneys toward failure. The hidden medical triggers most people ignore. Here's what makes early kidney disease so dangerous in young adults. Sometimes the damage isn't coming from what you're doing. Sometimes it's already growing inside your body while everything still feels normal. High blood pressure is one of the biggest examples. It rarely announces itself, but constant pressure quietly injures the tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys, slowly destroying the filters that clean your blood. Many people live with elevated pressure for years without knowing it. During that time, the kidney tissue is already being worn down. The same is true with blood sugar. Prediabetes and diabetes are no longer rare in young adults. When sugar stays high, it thickens the blood and damages delicate vessels throughout the body, especially inside the kidneys. This process can move forward for a long time without pain or obvious signs. Obesity often feeds both problems, pushing inflammation, insulin resistance, and circulation stress that further weaken kidney structure. Then there are immune-related conditions. Disorders like lupus or glomerulonephritis cause the body to attack its own kidney tissue. Repeated or severe infections can travel upward and scar the kidneys permanently. Some people also carry inherited conditions like polycystic kidney disease, where damage begins long before symptoms appear. The unsettling truth is this: many young adults already have one or more of these triggers active, and most have no idea anything is happening. Early signs people miss or laugh off. You know how sometimes your body starts doing little strange things, and you just brush them off because life is busy and nothing feels serious? That's exactly how early kidney trouble slips past most people. It rarely starts with pain. It usually starts with feeling off, a kind of tiredness that doesn't match what you did that day. You wake up drained, your energy feels thinner than it used to, and even good sleep doesn't fully fix it. That kind of fatigue often shows up when waste begins lingering in the blood and when kidneys stop properly supporting red blood cell production, slowly leading toward anemia. Around the same time, bathroom habits can shift, needing to go more often, especially at night. Noticing changes in amount or appearance. Most people blame schedules, stress, or getting older and move on. Other signs creep in quietly. Urine may stay foamy, thick with bubbles that don't disappear, which usually means protein is leaking through damaged filters. Swelling can appear around the eyes in the morning or in the feet, ankles, and hands as fluid and sodium start staying trapped. Skin may turn persistently dry and itchy because minerals drift out of balance and waste builds in the bloodstream. Muscle cramps often visit the legs and feet when calcium and potassium levels shift. Some people notice brain fog, trouble focusing, or restless sleep. Others develop a metallic taste, bad breath, or a fading appetite as waste affects digestion. Even high blood pressure often shows up here, treated as its own issue instead of a kidney warning. Each change feels easy to ignore. Together, they usually mean something deeper is already happening. What happens? If it's ignored, things don't stay stuck at minor. When kidney trouble is left alone, it moves forward, slowly, then steadily. The kidneys lose more of their filtering strength, which means waste and extra fluid stop leaving the body the way they should. Substances like urea and creatinine begin piling up in the blood, a state called uremia. When that happens, the whole body feels it. Nausea becomes common, vomiting shows up, appetite fades, a metallic taste lingers in the mouth because toxins are circulating instead of being cleared. At the same time, sodium and water start staying trapped. Swelling spreads through the legs, ankles, feet, hands and face, and fluid can even collect in the lungs, making breathing heavy and uncomfortable. Blood pressure often climbs higher and higher, damaging kidney vessels even more and raising the risk of heart attacks and strokes. As hormone production drops, red blood cells fall, leading to anemia, which brings deep fatigue, weakness, and paleness. Mineral balance also breaks down. Calcium, potassium, and phosphorus drift out of range, triggering muscle cramps, nerve problems, and bone disease. All of this sharply increases heart disease risk. If nothing interrupts the process, kidney failure eventually arrives, a life-threatening stage that requires ongoing dialysis or a transplant to stay alive. Why doctors are struggling to stop it. Part of the problem isn't just what's happening inside bodies, it's how the system responds to them. Most healthcare still waits for symptoms before it looks deeper, and kidney disease doesn't like symptoms, it works quietly. So testing often happens late, after real damage has already settled in. By the time abnormal results appear, a large part of kidney function is often gone and cannot be recovered. Young adults make this even harder. Many don't see doctors regularly because they feel healthy. Checkups get postponed. Blood and urine tests feel unnecessary. When something does feel wrong, it's usually treated as a surface issue instead of a warning sign. Fatigue becomes stress, swelling becomes a lifestyle, blood pressure becomes its own problem. The deeper cause stays hidden. As a result, many kidney conditions are discovered only after function has already dropped. Doctors are left managing loss instead of preventing it. And once kidney tissue is gone, medicine can slow the damage, but it cannot undo it. How young adults can actually protect their kidneys? Well, you have to stop thinking about this like advice and start seeing it as daily treatment. Kidneys don't respond to motivation, they respond to what keeps happening around them. The first thing that truly shifts the situation is hydration, not chugging water once at night, not replacing it with energy drinks or soda. Real water, spread across the day, gives the kidneys a steady environment instead of forcing them to concentrate waste under pressure. Right beside that sits blood pressure awareness. Most young adults never check it because nothing hurts. But knowing those numbers early is one of the few ways silent kidney damage actually gets interrupted. Food follows closely behind. Pulling back on ultra-processed meals and easing off constant salt and sugar lowers strain on both the kidneys and the systems that quietly damage them. Painkillers also need limits. They help in moments, but turning them into a routine slowly reduces blood flow inside kidney tissue. Sleep matters more than people admit. Consistent rest supports hormone balance, inflammation control, and blood pressure stability. Then there's basic testing. Simple urine and blood work can reveal problems long before symptoms ever appear. And finally, keeping blood sugar and body weight in range reduces the risk of diabetes-driven injury, circulation stress, and chronic inflammation. None of this is extreme, it's maintenance. And maintenance is what keeps organs from becoming emergencies. Final reality check. The kidney is the most important part that people rarely think about until something goes wrong. Kidney disease doesn't arrive loudly. It doesn't interrupt your day. It blends into it. Function slips, filters weaken, waste lingers. And most people continue their routines because nothing dramatic forces them to stop. That's why early kidney damage spreads so easily. It lives in the space between feeling normal and actually being healthy. Being young doesn't block this process. It only makes it quieter. Organs don't measure age. They measure pressure, chemistry, and repetition. What shapes kidney survival isn't a scare moment or a short health phase. It's what keeps repeating when nobody is watching. What you drink when you're busy, what you eat when you're tired, whether sleep is protected or constantly traded away, whether internal health is ever checked instead of assumed. This isn't about turning life into fear. It's about treating the body like something that carries you forward. Kidneys don't demand attention, they record behavior. And what they record decides how long they keep working. Before you move on, just sit with this for a second. None of this was meant to scare you. It was meant to give you back some control. Your kidneys work for you every day without asking. Paying attention now is how you return the favor. Thanks for watching and staying with me. If this helped you even a little, then press the like and subscribe buttons for future updates, and take care of yourself.